you can take this with a grain of salt because I am certainly no one that knows it all, understands it all. There's so much to learn on a consistent basis. But simply from what I've observed, let's just talk about what the buy-in is to really play in sneaker YouTube consistently if you're trying to make something of your channel, because it's not cheap.
I surround my soul with the positivity. That's why I don't worry about the things that I don't see. Yeah. These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days when we were young. I'll take a hit and still finish in one.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl TJ, back with another video, Talks with TJ, aka TJ2 Swoosh Chains. I hope you are having a good day. I'm pretty sure it's a Thursday when you're viewing this, so to Swoosh Crew, we are pretty much at Friday Junior. We're right there, we're right on the cusp of that. And I can say that excitedly because I have at least like one day of my weekend back just to myself, and it's a beautiful thing. It truly is a blessing, so I'm happy to have that back to myself now. So to Swoosh Crew, please make sure that you guys go ahead and comment in the comment section below. You guys know I love engaging with you. Get your thoughts off down there. And then also, if you're brand new, please go ahead. If you like what you see, subscribe, hit the like button, turn the notification bell on. That way you're aware when I post new videos, which it won't always be daily. I've said that before and lied, but it is pretty consistent. I try to give you guys consistent content, and I appreciate you for choosing to watch and engage with it. There's tons that you could spend your time watching, and you choose to spend it here. So I really do appreciate it and humbled by that always, no matter what. Trust me, always humbled by that. The topic of discussion today, now these are just some of my thoughts, just based on what I've observed. And again, you can take this with a grain of salt. I'm sure some people will, oh yeah, I can kind of see that, and oh my gosh, she has zero idea what she's talking about. That's life, and I'm learning that more and more that, I don't know, people can not like anything you talk about. But that being said, let's dive right in. So, to play in this space, and what do I mean by this space? Sneaker YouTube in itself. Now, please be aware that sneaker YouTube is like this really small, little dark corner off on the very, very, very back end side of YouTube in itself. I actually introduced somebody to two other creators in YouTube, and the growth, the explosion of their channels, it's amazing. Now, they're creators I love to watch. They are very different, however. One does more lifestyle vlogging type and just sit down discussions too. I love her sense of humor. That would be Kelly Stamps, and then the other is James Johnny. I think he's based over, James Janny maybe. I think he's based over in the UK. Now, they both went, no joke, from like 500 to 300,000 plus subscribers within a year's time. So when I tell you they're doing their thing, they're doing their thing. But for sneaker YouTube, it's a very small niche. And not only that, it's based on consumerism, okay? It's based on product review. So essentially, if you're looking at the old style blueprint of it, you need to have the product in hand to provide a review, which is the content you're delivering. And we know, if you're actually using critical thinking, having the product first, okay? So being first to market, which is what all businesses try to do in some way, shape, or form. If you are first to market, if you are the fastest, that's how you generate the most views. So for a lot of channels that do well, they do so because they get a sneaker early and they get it out to you prior to release date. You're able to go as a consumer, watch the content, make your own buying decision. Do you want to pick it up? Well, do you want to try to pick it up in this point? Do you want to try to pick it up, or is it just an automatic pass for you because you're just not feeling maybe the concept, the execution materials, who knows? Maybe it's just not vibing with your style. Those creators do extremely well, right? But let's look at what the buy-in to even consistently do that. If you're going to go the traditional route, and I'll touch on the fact that this is only really speaking to, I guess, towards a few aspiring type of creators. So if you look at a men's shoe, and we're going to look at men's because there are actually very few women that consistently produce content like day after day after day, or consistently week after week all the time. There aren't tons, right? If you want to look at the disparity, tons of men, very few women. I'm just kind of being honest, that's what I've seen. So for men, we'll look at the fact that even if you're only buying one Jordan 1 a week, you are looking at $170 a week pre-tax. If you want to do the math, we're really looking at about $680 pre-tax. That depends on what your tax is going to be in your area, county, or state. But after tax, you're looking at a little over $700, roughly around $727 if you have 7% sales tax. That's not chump change for quite a few people, not to mention if you are dealing with the possible loss of income, streams of income, COVID going on, okay. That can change everything. It can play a part. But if you still want to aspire to do that, do this in this space, just understand. If you're not monetized, which you all start out, we all start out not being monetized, you're making $0 back from all of the time and effort you put into the videos, but you have to put in the time to even be able to apply for monetization. And if you don't know what that is, it's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, I believe, which that takes a minute to be able to get to. I think it's watch hours or watch minutes. I think it's hours. I don't know. I'm not even gonna be honest with you. I think it's minutes or hours. Okay, 4,000 I know is in there. So once you've reached that point, you are now monetized, but even understand the way monetization works, right? Even if you are getting 70 to 80,000 views a month, you're making a couple $100 a month, right? It's not something that's going to make or break your financial situation, or at least it shouldn't, right? YouTube should just be that variable stream of income where you get it, hey, more time to play. You don't get it, is what it is. Nothing should be affected in terms of your needs and your essential day-to-day life items. That's at least how I feel, just to keep yourself on the safe side, right? YouTube should not be something that you rely on that much unless it's your career. If this is your career, we're not really talking about you because you've established yourself as a true viable creator and you're being paid like a real salary through this, and bravo to you, because that's not easy to do at all. So shout out to all of those full-time creators that I talk to. Y'all are grinding, y'all are awesome. But if you are just still small time, you're only making a couple $100 out of this. So what does that mean? You're operating in the red every single month, because if you're spending about an average of $500 a month, but you're only making, let's say, I don't know, payout is at least $100, right? So you're only making one, maybe two, you're operating at least like a $300 loss every single month. Now, when tax time rolls around, that's cool, because once you get your 1099 form from Google, you can go ahead and file that as a loss for taxes, and that's not necessarily a bad thing for you. But just know you're going to operate at a loss. So what does that mean? To be very frank, okay, have your shit together financially, because if you want to play in this space, you need to have $500 to just spend to be able to have product to show. Now, this is a little bit different if we're talking women, because the shoes are a little bit cheaper, which means the cost will be cheaper. And if you're somebody that only chooses to bargain shop for shoes, then you may be able to find amazing pairs for only $100, okay? That dunk back there was only $80 on eBay. So you may be able to find great pairs for less than $100. If you are doing that on your channel, first off, I applaud you finding those steals and deals, but it puts you kind of in a different category, okay? Maybe you're not operating at as much a loss. So who is this really applying to? Well, this is honestly going to apply to the people where you want to continuously like make something, you want to keep growing for this. I don't find any problem with that. If you want to thrive, grow, reach a certain precipice, you go for it. Have a plan and have thick skin in this space, but you go for it. Beyond that, okay, if you are a content creator, you're driven by pickups, right? You don't host discussions, you don't do lives, you may not do anything else to keep people's attention. If you're only driven by product, you have to have that product in front of you. Otherwise, you don't have videos to make and you have absolutely nothing to keep on your channel, which means your income will go down on this platform if you're monetized and you're using it as a stream of income. This also applies to somebody where you're actually buying the shoe to keep the shoe. Yeah, because there are creators that buy the shoe, it's gone immediately out of their collection. It's sold, it's gone immediately. Or they buy the shoe, no, actually they don't buy the shoe, they borrow the shoe, and then they are able to get the views. Now again, if that's the way in which they operate the channel, perfectly fine. It really means they don't have to pay a whole lot of money up front to be able to get views. But be aware, there's more that are borrowing and just buying to let go, just catch and release, far more than you may understand. You learn a lot when you're in this space, all right? But just keep that in mind. I know a lot of people they watch their favorite creators, they want to become creators. Just know everything that goes into it. Know the time, know the effort, know the cost. This is a consumerism community. Truly, in the fact that we buy sneakers, but also in the fact that you're up here, you're essentially a product reviewer. So you need to have product in your hand to consistently have content, okay? Which buying is going to be about $500. Now, if you say, well, there's no way that could be that, all right, well, let's just look at 4 sneakers that came out in July of 2020, and a lot of content creators tried to get their hands on, and if they were, This is about what they spent if they paid retail. So you have the Nike Dunk Low in the University red and white. Well, that was about what, $90 to $100. You then had the Yeezy V2, right? Which one was that? The Zion, the 350 V2. You're looking at $220. We can then go to the Air Jordan 12 University Gold. Men, you're looking at $190. And then finally, the Air Jordan 1 Smoke Gray, you're looking at $170. So if we total that up, pre-tax, it's $680. So right along what I was saying, you gotta have some money to pay to play, because at no point should you be sacrificing rent and utilities and other things you need to get done simply because you want to create content on YouTube. That is just my thought. You do whatever it is you want to do, because it is your life, your income, your choice, your all that, okay? This is my channel, so since it's my YouTube, I'm just kind of speaking my thoughts on Talks with TJ. That's kind of what it's about, talking about whatever I want to talk about. All right, so thank you for tuning into this video. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace out.